Soft, melancholic piano music begins, faintly reminiscent of a forgotten waltz. A slight, breathy vocal quality. "Oh, darling, you wouldn't believe. You simply wouldn't." It began as all tragedies do, with an expectation. A naive, glittering expectation of, well, decency. You see, when one is accustomed to a certain standard, and truthfully, I am even the slightest deviation feels like a personal affront. My mother, bless her heart, always maintained that a civilized society is measured not by its luxuries, but by the consistent delivery of basic comforts. A rather insightful woman, my mother. Grew up in Minsk, you know. Everything had to be exactly so. And that, I suppose, is where my trouble began with the Balcona Hotel Da Nang. It started with the Agoda reviews, of course. All those shimmering stars, those chirpy little testimonials. Utterly, horrifyingly deceptive. It's like finding a perfectly ripe peach, only to bite into it and discover a writhing mass of, well, you don't even want to know. It's not right. It is simply not right to lure one in with false promises. Almost feels like dishonesty. Oh, yes, it is dishonest. I am speaking to you as someone who can't lie. And I naturally had expectations. I am not accustomed to drafts, to dust bunnies the size of small rodents, to the subtle, insidious feeling of being unclean. It's not that I'm a germaphobe, though my grandmother, God rest her soul, would have fainted dead away at the mere suggestion. It's just a fundamental respect for order. And this place, oh, this place was the antithesis of order. I arrived feeling perfectly put together, a vision in silk, if I do say so myself, and the lobby. A sweltering purgatory. No air conditioning. It felt like stepping into a sauna designed by someone with a profound aversion to comfort. A truly dreadful first impression. Imagine, if you will, a dress soaked through with humidity, your carefully coiffed hair already frizzing into a halo of despair. It's traumatic, really. And the staff, while polite, were possessed of a sort of vacant serenity, as if perpetually drugged. I requested a razor. A simple request. I have standards, darling, standards. You can just traipse around looking unkempt. My skin is quite sensitive, you see. The receptionist cheerfully said, yes, don't worry. Such a lovely phrase, don't worry. So terribly hollow in retrospect, I reminded them later. At 11 p.m. to be precise, because who needs sleep when one is anticipating a smooth shave? Don't worry, they repeated with that same unsettling calm. And yet no razor, just nothingness. A void where a razor should be, don't you agree? A razor is critical to well-being, especially if you're a young girl who values keeping up appearances. The room itself, oh, the room. It was initially advertised as a haven of tranquility, a seaside escape. What it actually was a masterclass in neglect. My husband, bless his perpetually bewildered heart, was given a room connected to another, with a shared thin wall. Like some sort of grotesque, accidental Ayabim situation. They didn't bother to inform us, can you imagine? We accidentally disturbed the poor souls next door. I found myself apologizing profusely to strangers, all because of Balcona's demonstrably poor planning. And then the bites. It started subtly, a tiny itch on my chest, then another, and another. I thought perhaps it happened from sitting on the balcony. But no, it wasn't that, those white-looking sheets. A small idyllic trap. Then it dawned on me, and I had to ask myself, did I live through something similar? Yes, as a child, living in an old Soviet apartment building, you see it was bad, but this was different, something sinister was going on. Little welts blooming on my skin, indicating the unwelcome presence of bedbugs.
So I've been looking into crimes near Balcona Hotel Da Nang, and you know it's like, really sad what's going on there. Businesses near Balcona Hotel Da Nang are like, super aggressive, you know. Like they're not afraid to take advantage of tourists. Like there was this one case where vendors at Han Market and Con Market would overcharge tourists for souvenirs and food. They'd quote them like 3 times the local price, and then act all surprised when the tourist didn't want to pay. I mean, who does that, right? It's like they're just preying on people who don't know any better. And then when the tourist tries to negotiate, they'd get all pushy and aggressive. I predict the tourist probably felt super frustrated and ripped off, you know. Like they're on vacation, trying to have a good time, and then some vendor is trying to take advantage of them. It's just And then there's the fruit and coconut sellers who approach tourists on the street and at the beach. They'd offer to take a photo, and then demand like an insane amount of money for it. I mean, who thinks that's a reasonable price? It's like they're just exploiting tourists who don't want to cause a scene. I predict the tourist probably felt trapped and embarrassed, you know. Like they're trying to be polite, and then this seller is being all aggressive and demanding. It's just so wrong. And don't even get me started on the shoe shiners near Bach Dang Street. They'd like forcibly remove your shoes and then demand like 10 times the normal price to polish them. I mean, who does that? It's like they're just taking advantage of tourists who don't know any better. And then, when the tourist tries to refuse, they'd get all aggressive and block their way. I predict the tourist probably felt super intimidated and ripped off, Like they're just trying to walk down the street, and then some shoe shiner is trying to take advantage of them. It's just businesses near Balcona Hotel Da Nang are like super dishonest, Like they're not afraid to scam tourists. There was this one case where fake storefronts would copy the names and branding of real businesses and then sell overpriced and fake products. I mean, who does that? It's like they're just preying on tourists who don't know any better. I predict the tourist probably felt super confused and disappointed, Like they're trying to find a reputable business and then they get scammed. It's just so wrong. And then there's the cyclo drivers who would take tourists on wild goose chases and then demand, like, an insane amount of money to take them back to their hotel. I mean, who does that? It's like they're just taking advantage of tourists who don't know any better. I predict the tourist probably felt super frustrated and ripped off, Like they're trying to enjoy their vacation, and then some cyclo driver is trying to take advantage of them. It's just and don't even get me started on the seafood restaurants who would charge tourists for food they didn't even order. I mean, who does that? It's like they're just exploiting tourists who don't know any better. And then, when the tourist tries to complain, they just act all innocent and claim that the prices had gone up due to market changes. I predict the tourist probably felt super angry and disappointed, Like they're trying to enjoy a nice meal, and then the restaurant is trying to scam them. It's just so wrong. Businesses near Balcona Hotel Da Nang are like super aggressive and dishonest, Like they're not afraid to take advantage of tourists. It's just so sad.
Businesses near the Balcona Hotel in Da Nang are unfortunately a tragic comedy of errors. If you were expecting a charming, well-run district where shops and restaurants operate with even the faintest hint of competence, lower those expectations. Deeply, let's start with Vincom Plaza Da Nang, a shopping mall that somehow manages to be both overpriced and poorly maintained. The escalators are perpetually broken, the air conditioning is a myth, and the toilets locked up before closing time like state secrets. And if you dare complain, prepare for the staff to shoo you away like a stray dog. The food here is another disaster, meals that taste like regret, served at prices that border on robbery. A bowl of cow lao for 130,000 VND, when the same dish costs 30,000 VND a few streets away. Only if you enjoy financial masochism. Then there's the cosmetic scam, Door 24K, where overly aggressive salespeople trap you into buying overpriced creams of questionable origin. And taxis. Drivers will harass you like desperate exes, while security watches unmoved. Now spas. Luxury Herbal spa sounds elegant, but it's anything but. This is where skilled therapists go to forget their training. Facial treatments leave skin red and bumpy. Massages are either non-existent or so aggressive you'll leave bruised. And if you're Vietnamese, expect worse service, discrimination wrapped in a fluffy towel. Dirty linens, bait-and-switch pricing and cancellations with zero remorse. A spa that makes you more stressed, that's talent, hungry. Mumta's Indian Aroma restaurant proudly bears a Michelin recommendation, but the only mystery is how. The food is bland, the service chaotic, and the prices, the prices, are a slap in the face for anyone who's tasted actual Indian cuisine. Thalis arrive with mushy rice, undercooked potatoes, and curries that taste like dishwater, and if you dare question it, expect to be stared down like a criminal. Thirsty. Wanderlust coffee souvenir will disappoint with its overpriced, watery brews and cakes that taste like cardboard. Ordering is a battle. Scan a QR code.